How's everybody doing? Are you guys all enjoying the horrors of Delta variant? I hope so. I hope so. It's exciting. Exciting time to be alive. Here's Dink. Did it
Hello.
work? Hi, are you here? Hi.
Hi. Oh, you look great.
I know, right? Oh, you look good too. I'm sorry. You were fishing. Yes, you look great, Dink.
Do I have to get really close? Do I look like a silent film star?
Yeah, you look great. Give us some Norma Desmond. Yeah. That's it. I love it.
Yes, and we're vultures waiting for weaker drag queens to die so that we can pick the bones and the marrow from
And gain their power. Yeah. Just doing lazy circles in the sky. So I'm BenDeLaCreme, and this is my good friend Dink. And
Jinkx Monsoon. You know, I almost called myself Jinkx Monsoon just now because you've gotten in my head and you've gaslighted me so bad into forgetting my own name.
Yeah.
Oh, friendship.
I know, that's our thing. So let's see. Dink and I have been friends for like a decade, and we've been.
It's well over a decade now. We just got so used to saying a decade because it sounds so lengthy, but it's actually like 12 years now. A dozen years.
Decade has a nice ring to it. I say we just keep it at a decade until we can say 2 decades.
Yeah. Okay.
You know,
inaccurate, but whatever. If you don't mind lying to people.
Like how in September I'm going to turn 2 20s. So I think that I think it's important to share. We are drag queens. That just little disclosure there.
What?
And no. James, I'm so sorry. And Dink, you and I, we work together a lot. And the last
if you can call it working.
Working with you is definitely work. But
it's definitely high functioning.
That's true. Yeah.
You know, when I tell a punchline to my computer screen and then am received with like just abject silence, I don't know, it's kind of like performing blue balls, you know?
Yeah, it doesn't hit the same way as when you're met with
it's not hitting the right
angle, live audience.
You know, it's not getting in there the way I'm used to.
I know.
You know, we've been we tried to make our own kombucha. We had a mother spore at Monsoon Manor. You know, one of those big mushrooms that like spores out the kombucha cultures or something. We kept it in our dry
Let me just
sauna.
explain for the audience at home that Jinkx lives in Portland.
Oh, yeah. You get the sense when you walk through the door. You know, the doors that I have blessed with my fiery protection oil, which I make myself from herbs and spices that we grow in our own garden.
Do you grow them or do they just grow? Is there intention behind it?
It's a funny way of taking care of itself, you know?
Yeah, sure. Jinkx Monsoon's house, Monsoon Manor, is like this, is a commune within the city that is a commune. It's just a bunch of sort of like wayward, attractive, queer people cohabitating, that some of them decide to build other houses within the like little offshoots.
The tiny house is coming along. It's now got a tiny lawn. And everything's so small.
What does that mean? It's in a lawn. How does it have a tiny lawn within a lawn?
The lawn wasn't kept up over the years. So
there's what you're saying by it has a tiny lawn is it's just like 5 square feet that somebody mowed.
It's a tiny house behind my house. And there's like a, you know, a cobblestone path that leads to it. And then just like a square patch of lawn with its own little tiny lawnmower. Speaking of old, I love the decor in your house.
Thank you.
I love that we're on a 70s porn set.
Look
at those hats. When are you going to do the LA thing of, you know, you move to LA and then you have your face completely reconstructed? Is that going to happen?
Yeah, no. I mean, any minute now. I think that I'm hoping by the time that you and I meet on stage for the first time, you're going to be like still waiting for me to enter. You're going to just like assume that I'm like somebody who works in the venue who's wandered on stage.
When did Megan Mullally join the show? Get
it? I mean, I've been told. You talk a lot about rapping grannies, I have to say. It's something you bring up pretty regularly.
You got to talk about what you know, you know?
Yeah. Fair, fair.
I said, hip, hop, hip it to the hip, hip, hop, but don't stop the rhythm to the bang, bang boogie, and up chuck the boogie.
That's all you know?
An answer to the boogity beat.
um,
Maybe because Starbucks, you know, fuels that whole city. I have a feeling like at the core of the Seattle, like the center of the city, like miles underground, there's just a Starbucks pumping energy that I don't know.
like
You never
in
thought about
Ghostbusters
that?
2?
Yeah.
Like instead of the like supernatural sludge that runs in the sewers, like pumping evil into the whole city.
Yeah,
It's just yeah.
Starbucks pumping evil
Yeah,
into the whole city.
it's pike roast. Yeah. Well,
But then when you introduced yourself, you just introduced yourself as Ben that day, and then you handed me your business card, which was the classiest, like boss bitchiest move you could have done. You pulled out a business card at my show and handed it to me, and then I looked at it, and it was a stunning business card, and it was you in drag holding a long stem, you know, like cigarette holder, but there was a bird, like a little taxidermy bird at the end of it. And I thought, this is amazing. And then I looked at the name and it said BenDeLaCreme. And I was like, oh, this is the person I'm supposed to meet. And I turned to Major Scales and I said, I know we just met her, but we really have to make that audition for that show. We got to get in with these people, all of these people. I said, in that moment, we got to start working with BenDeLaCreme. And then we did. And, you know, the rest is herstory, as they say.
And here we are. Here we are using cellular telephones. I think one thing that people don't necessarily know is that the cast of the holiday special, go watch it on Hulu or at JinxandDela.com. A lot of those people.
I just have to say, one of the most nerve-wracking nights of my life was the first year we toured the holiday show. I had written a big monologue about my mother in the show. And it was very much like a la Mommy Dearest. I had written my mother quite dramatically. And then we took the show through Portland, and my birth mother, my biological birth mother, my womb bearer,
Yes, the woman that you came
to see the show. And I was so nervous to do the monologue in front of her. And then I thought the best way to handle it was just to point her out to everyone. And like, remember, I was like, and that was the day my mother ruined Christmas for me forever. And she's right over there. And the whole audience turned to face my mom, who was just like, hi, hi.
Collective gasp, all the audience simultaneously like, oh!
It was very cathartic.
Hold on. Y'all want to meet Reggie? You want to meet Reggie? She barks at Jinkx every time she comes over. Hold on.
Yeah, no matter how many times I've met this GD dog, she barks at me like I'm, I don't know, some kind of narcissistic orange-haired asshole breaking into her house.
Here she is. It's Reggie's first Instagram live. Say hello, Reggie. Say hello, Reggie. Say hello.
She's trying to blink SOS to
Reggie.
the viewers.
Say hello. Well, now she's all chill. She was barking up a storm just a second ago. She just wanted to see you, Dink. Nope, now she's licking her nethers. So one of my favorite memories is the time you went absolutely bonkers on stage in Seattle because somebody...
Good night.
Okay, so there was this monologue last year, or not a monologue, there was a bit of dialogue last year where we talked about the movie White Christmas, and Jinkx specifically talks about that fun minstrel show scene in White Christmas and how messed up it is.
Just stuck in the middle of your favorite Christmas movie.
And like how nobody talks about it. Everybody's like, I love White Christmas, and they just like forget about the minstrel show. But Jinkx talks about that on stage, and somebody in the audience was like, that's Easter parade or whatever it was. What did they say it was?
I can't remember. That's what was it?
That's it's the Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown, or whatever they said.
Holiday Inn. That's Holiday Inn. And I was like, no, I just watched White Christmas for dramaturgy, and I could not let it go.
But what Jinkx is saying right now is not like her interior monologue. That is what she actually screamed on stage. And then it was really, I mean, it took about 5 minutes to rein you back to the dialogue, and then we had to like figure out where we actually were in the show. And then, I'm sorry, can I tell this part of the story about the fan?
Oh yeah, that's the worst part, but yeah.
Don't be, okay, I can laugh about it now, but there's this part in the show where I'm wearing this big flowy dress and I'm doing this number while Jinkx is off stage and she's getting changed and stuff. And I have a fan on stage, and at this moment I like kick the fan and it like changes positions and blows all of my flowy dress up in the air. And my partner Gus, who's off stage, who helps us with everything on tour, he's supposed to turn it on. He's so great at all this stuff. He never misses a beat on any of this, except that he was so preoccupied with Jinkx Googling whether or not this minstrel show was in White Christmas or Holiday Inn that nobody turned on the fan. And I'm like, have this grand moment in the song, and it crescendos, and I kick the fan, and then I just
and
stand
nothing
there like this.
happened.
And then I just stand there like this. And then so when you came back on stage, I
was spiraling out of control, yes.
And then you went back on another tirade about...
It's really, I wish there was a way to let people into my brain, to let them experience it for themselves. Like,
if only you had like a job where you talk at people for a living or something.
I think I need like a being John Malkovich situation. Like, I think someone needs to find a portal into my brain and then like write an essay on what it's like to live in there. Because it's like, as soon as something goes wrong, it's the only thing I think about for pretty much like days afterward.
It would be like being John Malkovich, except for instead of selling tickets to go into John Malkovich,
it would be like
punishment.
Capital punishment.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like somewhere in between life in jail.
All these people, you've always been a good chef though. You've made ratatouille for me like 47 times. It's delicious.
It's my signature dish. I literally have like 3 skills: live performance, cooking, and video games. And literally I'm bad at everything else. Simple math, I can't do simple math. It just sounds like static in my brain.
Who needs to? Do you remember when teachers were like, well, you're not going to always have a calculator on you? In your face, teachers.
It's, we have a calculator, we have a photograph machine, a camera, if you will.
Yeah, I don't need to know what year the War of 1812 is. I can Google it.
My ukulele with my phone. And then it's like, I'm flipping back and forth between like doing my taxes online and checking out Grindr all on one device. You
started doing your taxes?
I've always done my taxes. I'm so sick of this thing. I'm so sick of this. Like, there's like, somehow I got put on the list of queens who don't do their taxes, and people are like, for shame, for shame.
What list? There's a list?
I've always done my taxes. I don't know. There was just this one year where Bianca kept making the joke about like the queens who didn't do her taxes, and I guess she like put me in that joke, and people just took it as absolute fact.
That's true of anything that Bianca says.
Do you mind, bear with me. I just have to ask, it's getting close to dinner time. I just need to ask my housemate if they want some dinner, okay? So you just entertain the audience for a second.
Okay, sure, yeah. I think I'm doing Peter and the Wolf.
Oh, God! Oh, the impressive
Ooh,
sun.
That lighting.
Oh, me?
You look great.
Okay, it's almost golden hour. Hold on one second. It's just gonna be a second.
What is she doing? Jinkx, what are you doing?
Hey.
Oh, hi!
Did you want something for dinner?
Oh, yeah. I would love some ratatouille.
Okay. I'm gonna, hold on. I can't do Uber Eats right now. I'm having this conversation with this real stuck up bitch I know. Hi! Okay, so where were we?
Wow, Jinkx.
Surprise!
We pulled a good prank. Do you guys like our prank?
We live together. The movie's real. We live.
We really live on a soundstage together. We're confused because she likes to make it
anywhere
difficult.
in French Canada? Are we doing Montreal?
Yeah, we are.
Oh, I can't wait for the audiences to hate me for really driving my like high school education level of French knowledge down their throats.
It won't just be the audiences, but yeah, yeah. I've been stealing myself for that.
Galvanizing.
I'm gonna do like a beatnik like coffee house cover of Frere Jacques. That's gonna be mine.
We do. We do.
What was that?
Well, I just did the most physical activity I've done all day, and you know, jogging.
Sure. Was that worth it? Was that a good bit?
I think it was worth it.
Okay,
if
cool.
Not,
because you flew to LA from Portland specifically, so we could do that gag.
And boy, is my broomstick tired. Anyway, and then Canada for the first time, and Canadians, you know, what can you say about Canadians? They love maple syrup. Their bacon
they love
is weird.
Mooses and mises and and they also love to tell us that Montreal, Vancouver, and Toronto are not all of Canada. They really want us to know that. We get a lot of comments that are like, that's not all of Canada. And I'm like, but it's still Canada. Listen, 3 cities this time. We'll see how we can build. If you show up in those 3 cities, maybe we can expand.
Yeah.
So, hey.
Yeah, show up, Saskatoon.
Also, people keep being like, why aren't you coming to Florida? And I just keep like staring back at them like, go on. But if you are feeling the need to celebrate the holidays with us in the middle of the summer. Wait.
Nothing. But you know, we're doing this safe. So be ready to wear your mask. Be ready to respect whatever protocols are in place at the live shows to keep you, ourselves, and the whole crew at those theaters safe, because I'm responsible for enough transmission, and I don't want to add another thing to my list.
It's true. I can't even tell you how many cold sores have popped up among our crew in the last 2 years. But in any case,
and I mean, like, hear us out. I'm a Virgo. Dela's a Virgo Libra cusp. We are overly anxious at all times. So we're going to err on the side of caution. Yes. All right. Because otherwise my paranoia, I don't know why I have such a problem with paranoia. And also I tend to get really hungry. And I feel lethargic. What are these symptoms of? I laugh at stupid things.
Oh, you're high.
She got it. That's why we work so well together. I love these fastballs. Dela knocks them out of the park.
You're stoned on marijuana cigarettes. Okay, so Jinkx, we're like 6 minutes over, but I feel like we should go out on a high note.
Maybe I send us off with this. A gay and a stranger, they chatted on Scruff. He left the door open to get his butt stuffed. It starts with a sup, dude, and ends with a nut. A gay and a stranger who'll jizz in his butt.
And even though I wrote it, I am going to say, Jinkx, that's disgusting. So, thank you all so much for joining us with for 2 friends on Vulture. Jinkx, it was so good to see you.
Nice to see you too.
Great. I'll meet you in the kitchen in like 4 seconds.
Housemate. Okay. Bye.
Bye. Oh my God. How do you do it?
I don't know.
Oh God.
What do I even do here?
I don't. Oh no. We just. Oh
my God.
Oh, I ended it. Okay.